Coach, this is such a special place. You drive through the streets of Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. No two NFL teams have played more often than the Bears and Packers, and we're underway from Lambeau. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Get up! 180! 42! Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Watch the screen! Watch the screen!
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
This is Cohen, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Foreseeing completion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Here I come! Blue. Check, 42's the mic. Check, 42's the mic.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, 67 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Check the backer, check the backer. Shift. He's coming. We got double up.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Mike's 4-2.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. He completes this into the hands of Miller. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Trubisky. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Now Trubisky to throw, and that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Come on, D. Check, hot route. Hot.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Bandit. Jam.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Kyle Fuller, the one to make the tackle. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We 50. Hey, you block over here. 45's the mic. Let's go one more. Cali. Don't left Cali. 43.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
All day, baby, all day.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told them. Offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost, but if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
18. Check, 42's the mic. Check, 42.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Quick throw caught out wide by Valdez-Scantling. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Let's go, D. 30.
On 2nd and 1, Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
58. Mike, 58, right there. I'm trying to collect.
Now Jones. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. One back in the game, that's Jones, 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal.
58's the mic. 58's the mic. Know your job. He's crashed.
They'll run it with Williams. And Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. And his kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. They run. This is Cohen. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Hey, alert.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Now Trubisky lost the football, and the Packers pick it up, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown.
Let's go.
So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Point after, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded about a yard deep. Spins away. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Hey, Zoo. Hey, come on out here.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. It's complete to Robinson. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Now they'll run it with Cohen, and he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
42's Mike. 42's Mike. Smooth.
Now on 2nd and 13, Trubisky. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. It's a gain of 7, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Alert. Kill. Hey, wahoo. Watch the ship. Hey, 18. Watch the ship. Hold the look.
Here's Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 36.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Red, bravo. Mike's 42. Check pass. Mike 42. Check. Mike 42.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Robinson's got it. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that is going to set up third and goal.
Alert, 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 alert. Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right, tight on the right. Three down. Hey, Echo. Hey, Mike's 42. Mike's 42. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. 42.
Now it's Trubisky.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike. Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Had to pass there. 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bears take over. Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now this, of course, the 100th season of NFL football, and 17 matchups with historical significance have been picked throughout the season. And this is the first of them, Bears and Packers, the NFL's oldest rivalry dating way back to 1921, with the Packers having the all-time edge 96, 94, and 6 ties. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there, first down. It was a solid check down there with pressure coming, wasn't it?
It was, because you're trying to go through your progression, and when you have that type of pressure in your face, it changes what you're doing and how fast you have to do your reads, and able to come back and find him in open space. That's a really nice play.
No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now Trubisky to Cohen out of the backfield. Give him 9 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Now it's Trubisky. He's got his tight end, Burton. Trubisky finding the former Eagle Burton for the Chicago first. On first down, Trubisky. He's got Burton here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Alert! Here we go. So Mike 42, Mike 42. You can't block me.
Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Mullins. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 19. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
42's the mic, boys. 42's the mic. I don't think you got it, son. Check. 42's the mic. Check. 42's the mic.
Now Trubisky on first down. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Safety's creeping. Shift.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
3rd down and 5 yards to go.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
All day. Alert. Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike 50. Five. Watch the fly.
Trubisky to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys are back within a single score. Until that late score here in the 2nd quarter, they'd only had the field goal, so that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, and when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half, but when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as the head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. A final shot before half for Rodgers. Making the catch is Sternberger. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Time to go, night.
Rodgers now to throw. The connection made. It's Graham. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 45-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Hatch it. Yeah, live.
They run it again with Williams. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Let's go, defense. Inside. 44, Mike, 44.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And Adams has it, complete. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a 1st down. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer 1st.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Here we go. Check.
And they'll try the jet sweep here. And a short gain down to about the 33. It was Anthony Averett who got him down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Watch QB drop. Staying open.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers, his throw incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily, fell incomplete. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd.
58's the mic. Go. Watch the out. Watch the out. 58's the mic.
Now Rodgers. He's going to go for it all. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they double them up here. That makes our score 20-10. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now this throw caught left side. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Now Trubisky to throw, and nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check. 42's the mic.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Rashawn Gary with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
At their own 19-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kicker,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back.
Mike, 58, right there.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Now Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Don't let him breathe. Play that tight deep. Don't let him breathe, defense.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Rashawn Gary able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Kenny Clark picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
This ball back for the offense. Let's go.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown.
Good job.
Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. A very important extra point there, up and good. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Let's keep moving. Converge. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
Now Rodgers to try again after the pick-6. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Williams. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Oh, here we go. Oh. Hey, 88. 58's the mic. 58's the mic. I smell
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 37. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he dreamed of this. How about this for your debut? 2nd sack in the opener.
Yeah, it's great to get 1. That's memorable. 2? Hello.
Well, he dreamed about it. He thought about it. Did he ever expect it to happen? Probably not.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Khalil Mack able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Check.
Rodgers throwing on 3rd and long. And he's going to go down again. Khalil Mack able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go. Pick it up, D. Kill. Check 99. Check 99.
Again, it's Cohen. And an alley to run. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 15 yards on the play. First down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now Cohen, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back.
42. Coming. Check 31. Check 31. Check. Man. Hey, ball.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Okay, double up. 42's the mic, 42's the mic. Hey, 18. I got you. 42's the mic, boys, 42. Hey, Charlie. Here we go. Check, 42. Check.
On third down, Trubisky.
Watch the backer.
He's got his tight end, Burton. 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A huge play there for Chicago. 48 yards. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
18.
They go play action with Trubisky. That's going to be caught. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They come out here in the eye. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Davis. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Bears have taken the lead.
Did you see them hold up 4 fingers to the start of the 4th quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly have played that way. The 4th quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down. About the 23-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Back to throw. A throw caught by Kumaro. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true, that's actually right.
That happens more often than you might think. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
10 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
You better bring it.
Rodgers to throw. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards, first down, Packers. He's back to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Third and long coming up defensively. You pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. That, of course, all set up by the big run on the play prior. They took advantage right away with the touchdown throw.
And you mentioned advantage, probably taking advantage of their natural instinct after that previous play to be aggressive and rush towards the line of scrimmage. And instead, they were vulnerable to the pass.
Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Safe. Take it. Alert. Mike 42. Hey, box drop. So Mike 42. Here we go. Mike 42. Move. 65. Red, up. Check 50. Watch twist. Watch the twist.
Trubisky to throw.
Watch twist.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Yo. Check 26. Lock in. Alert flare. Alert. Check 6 guys. Hey, Alpha. Check. Hey, alert.
Now it's Trubisky. And he's got Miller. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
First down, Chicago.
You better be afraid of me. Wise motion. 42's the mic, boys. Alert, 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 alert. Alert, 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 alert. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Shit. Alert, 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 alert. Shit. Lock in, lock in. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Throwing now is Trubisky. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got it at the 15.
Come on.
And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got it.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Let's go, let's go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Watch switch, watch switch, watch switch. Move. Mike 42. Mike 42. Check. Check. Mike 42.
First throw in overtime now for Trubisky. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
First down, Bears.
Get up. 180. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Tight dog. Tight dog. Tight dog. Alert, alert. Alert, alert. Spawn. Alert, alert. Alert, alert. Go.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
It's going to be a long day. 36, 36. Hey, 18. 37. Deuce.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Preston Smith getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. He's got Burton here. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Here's Trubisky. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. Kevin King coming up from the secondary to make the play.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
At the 39-yard line.
They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6.
Move. 42
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you.
On second down now, it's Montgomery. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Motion, pump, 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 pump.
And that'll set them back 5. And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8.
Check.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Hey! High 7!
42! Mike's 42!
Here we go!
Mike 42! Mike 42!
Hey, alert, alert! Alert, alert!
3 buzz!
Hey, Zoo!
4-2, Mike's 4-2!
From the shotgun is Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Let's go!
21 yards there on 3rd down.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. Well, with these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. 3rd and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive.
He's checking. Crash.
Ran,
Mike's 42!
They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Chicago, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they will head back home.